It's easy to open a restaurant. Anybody could open a restaurant if they want. It's hard to make a good restaurant or a great restaurant.
RJ Grunt's, which is Lettuce's first restaurant, opened in 1971, so this is our 50th year in business. We today remain a privately held company that has about 110 restaurants across the country, about 7,000 employees across the country as well.
I started thinking about what I wanted to do for our 50th anniversary, and one of the ideas I have was to write about my 50 favorite things at the Lettuce restaurants. And then as I started putting my list together, I realized there's a lot more than 50. We're sitting at RJ Grunt's. It was our first restaurant. It actually was the place that Martha and I met. I don't know,
49 years ago.
49 years ago, yeah. It's a long time. I know we've been together a long time.
I was a customer here. I had been here, actually, we owe a lot to a former boyfriend,
yeah,
because he brought me here for dinner. And then 5 months later, I'm not dating him, but I'm with a girlfriend, and I said, you know, there was this restaurant somewhere in Lincoln Park that was so much fun, we should go there.
It was always crowded, you know, in this restaurant. Jerry, my original partner and mentor, he had said to me, Rich, you never date. I mean, all I was doing was working. He said, hey, if you ever see somebody you like, let me know, I'll introduce you. And I said, you see that girl standing there? And she was certainly cute. I mean, she was my type. We sat down in a booth around the corner. All I did was talk to her girlfriend. I didn't talk to Martha at all.
But he called me on the phone when we got back to her apartment. We talked for over an hour, so there you go.
Growing up with Let Us Entertain You and our dad, you kind of knew he didn't have the same job as every other dad and mom out there.
It felt like a fun decision to join and be part of what was going on.
He always sought out our opinions on things, so we always were kind of part of little decisions, which always felt fun as a kid.
But if you had asked us when we were kids, are we going to work together, I don't know that would have occurred to any of us. We probably fought as much as we got along.
No, they didn't work together as kids. Kids don't do that, but that's kind of how you learn how to work with people, by duking it out a little bit.
They're very close today. I don't know how it happened, you know. I wouldn't have thought it based on their childhood.
Working together with your siblings is like you have people that you have 100% trust in that are going to make the right decision and be your partner and get your back, whatever you need.
When we first started this restaurant, I could tell you that the first thing that I worked on was the hamburger. Shaw's does an amazing job with oysters. They just go all over the country to find the best oysters. I sort of said, hey, we have to do some breakfast places along the way. I love breakfast, and we both love breakfast. And it morphed into Beatrix, which, by the way, both our mothers
We're named B.
And so that's where the Beatrix came from.
The Hub carrot cake is so special to us because it's what we grew up eating at every celebration, birthdays, Thanksgiving. Our mom always made a carrot cake.
I never envisioned it being in a restaurant, but it was my favorite cake from the beginning.
I had my doubts. I thought, I'm not sure it's going to sell. And I was so wrong. It became the most popular dessert. The RPM brand is strictly the kids' brand.
Great food at RPM Italian led to RPM Steak, and then the seafood program there led to RPM Seafood, which we opened last year on the Chicago River.
One of the cool things is they have 4 floors of outdoor dining. It's really neat.
The last thing, honestly, is just what you have to say after reflecting on 50 years.
We're glad we're still alive, and look forward to many more wonderful interactions with the Lettuce family.
We say, if you want to see what the future looks like, look at the past. And Lettuce will continue to be a group that innovates and does exciting new projects. We'll continue to grow existing brands, and we're going to do, I think, fun projects that we keep enjoying to do across the country.